Hey everyone, this is Ross and this is a request video on what I feed my fish and how often I feed them. So for the most part, all the fish in this tank will just eat flake foods, but just like humans, it's important to vary the diet, because if you ate the same food every day you probably wouldn't like it and it's not very good for you. So yeah, it's very important to vary the diet. So we'll just come down here, I'll show you some of the different foods I've got for my fish. This is mainly the staple diet, it's just flakes. Any flake food will do. I'm only using this because it came free with the tank. But I really do like this. It's Nutrifin Max. It's got omega-3 in it, and it's got spirulina, which I hear is very good for fish. So yeah, I just mainly use this. I feed the fish every 2 or 3 days. Loads of people like to feed the fish every single day, but I find it's not really necessary. And it's also good if you give them a break 1 or 2 days a week, just to let the food get out the system and basically clean the system out. So for the past 2 years I've been feeding them every 2 or 3 days, not every day like most people. So yeah, for the main part I just feed them this 1 or 2 times a week. I like to give the Otto catfish some algae wafers or catfish pellets. They're basically the same thing, made of algae but in different kind of forms. These are discs and these are pellets. These are a lot better for the Cory cats because they're in pellet form and they're easier to eat, whereas these are better for the Otto catfish. Just so it gives them kind of something to cling onto, and the shrimps also like pellets, because what the shrimps do, usually if you give them these, they'll climb all over them and they'll fight for them, but if you give them the pellets, they'll pick up the pellets and take them away and eat them. So generally I'd recommend pellets for catfish and shrimp, and algae wafers for plecostomuses and Otto catfish, different things like that. So I feed them every now and again. I've also got some freeze-dried bloodworms. There's different types of freeze-dried food you can feed your fish. In my experience, I don't think fish really like freeze-dried food. I don't think it tastes as good as frozen foods. So I don't really feed this much, maybe once a month. They really do prefer frozen bloodworms as opposed to freeze-dried, because these are just kind of crispy and they don't look nice at all. Finally, I've got some more algae wafers. I just got these free with a magazine, Practical Fish Keeping, if anyone's interested in that. But I like to feed these more than these algae wafers, because these have spirulina in, and spirulina is good for fish. Also says it's got added vitamins and stuff, so that's really great. So now I'm going to go downstairs and show you some of the frozen foods I feed my fish. Obviously you have to keep frozen foods in the freezer just to keep them fresh. Let's have a look and see what I've got. So I've got frozen bloodworms, and in the other packet I've got 4 types of food. There's red bloodworms, white bloodworms, Daphnia and Artemia. Daphnia and Artemia are small types of shrimp, which are great for feeding to small fish such as neon tetras or cardinal tetras. If you want to breed your fish, frozen bloodworms are great. Basically gets them in the mood. And if I'm trying to breed fish, I feed these probably 2 times a week. But generally, just when I'm not trying to breed them, I'll feed these probably 4 times a month. So basically weekly, I suppose. One of the things I really like about frozen foods is how long you can keep them. These both expire in 2014, so that means I've got another 2 years out of them. They're very inexpensive, and there's also a small risk of disease with these as opposed to live foods. I found when I was feeding my fish live foods, they get diseases quite often, and that was just a really bad supplier. So if you've got any doubts about the supplier of your live foods, I just get frozen foods because there's a lot less risk involved. Even if there was parasites or bacteria in them, it'd probably be killed when they're frozen, because these are flash frozen, which means it only takes a matter of minutes for them to be frozen. So yeah, I really like frozen foods. It's got all the nutrition in that live food gives, but there's less risk of. I'd like to give a very big shout out to a guy called Gareth. He's got a YouTube channel called Atom Tech, and he's recently made my channel background. So I'd really appreciate it if you checked out his channel. I'll put a link on the screen and in the description. But yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And he's also got a speed art video of him making my channel background. So if you want to see that, just check out his channel and make sure to subscribe. So thanks a lot for watching. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate a comment and a like. Thanks a lot. Bye.